let me get you to say your name.
Gage Houston, I'm the general manager here at Muscatine Power and Water.
So tell me what's going on here today.
Today we're hosting an open house event for our customers to talk about our Powering the Future initiative. We're actually on the cusp of a major transformation in how we produce power for the city of Muscatine. And so we're engaging with the public and bringing them in and sharing some information with various displays, answering questions for customers. And then we're actually going to do a tour down through our wellfield site when hopefully the future home of a 30 megawatt solar farm here in Muscatine.
So tell me more about the future. What's the future look like for you guys?
Yeah, it's a great question. So our future, the way we're planning out this transition is with a balanced approach and balancing four key factors. Reliability. We actually have a history of award-winning reliability here in Muscatine. It's been something very important to us and our customers. So we need to maintain that. Also affordability. We have a long history of low rates below state and national averages here in Muscatine, and we think that's important to maintain. Flexibility is really important too as we plot this plan out because the industry is undergoing some significant changes, and it's really important with the solution we put together that we maintain flexibility to adapt to those changes in the coming years. But sustainability is also a very important function. We have some goals to significantly reduce our carbon footprint, actually reducing carbon emissions by at least 65% by the end of the decade. And we're also going to be reducing air emissions and water usage through this transition plan. But it's really about balancing those factors, because if you focus too much on any one of these items, you can really throw the others out of whack. And so we think that balance is important.
Okay. Tell me more about, I was going to say you're going to be shutting down, is it your coal-fired plant? Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Part of this plan is to phase out of all of our coal-fired units. So we just, the board just voted and announced that we'll retire Units 7 and Units 8 in May of 2023. So that would be the first step in that process. And we have a tentative timeline to retire our remaining unit, Unit 9, by the end of the decade. And our plan is to replace that generation with a combination of things. First is a local solar garden. We're looking at a 30 megawatt solar farm here in Muscatine that we're starting to develop. Also with some additional market purchases out of the market, and a local natural gas fired combined heat and power plant will be part of that solution as well.
When you say 30 megawatt, how much is that?
Yeah, so our native peak for our system in the summer is about 140 to 145 megawatts. So this would be a relatively small percentage of that. But it's interesting, when we go on the tour, you'll see just how much land that 30 megawatts would take up. It's going to take up about 250 acres of land to get that 30 megawatts. But it'll make up about 5 to 6% of our native system energy usage when it goes into service.
Okay, I was going to say you have one in the next county over, Louisa County has one.
Yeah, Wapello,
that
that one's even bigger. That's about 100 megawatts in size. So this will be about a quarter to a third of the size of that one.
Okay. So what other things are coming down the pike for you?
Well, that's a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's not enough. No,
Right.
I'm kidding.
No, actually, another big part of this plan is we're in the middle of a construction of a new 161,000 volt transmission line that's heading to the north of town to tie into a substation at our neighboring utility. And we haven't done a transmission line project like that in over 40 years, so that's another big milestone project for us. Now, while it will increase reliability for the system today, it also allows us to move forward with this transition because it beefs up our support from the outside and gives us more flexibility to do the changes that we're looking at.
And you recently got a grant for that.
Yeah, exciting things all the way around the utility going on really right now. Now, we just secured about $547,000 grant funding from the state of Iowa to expand our fiber communication system. So the areas we're looking at are out to the east up Highway 22. There are several neighborhoods along that stretch that are anxious to have a high-speed, reliable internet connection. And so we're now just accepted that grant, so we're going to move forward with design next year and start construction hopefully in 2023.
Okay. Anything else you want to say to the community?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay.